What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Summer Gravity, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. Alright guys, just sharing with you my previous season performance in which I once again did not have a 50% win rate. I was at 48.53%. And you might be thinking to yourself, it's only 1.5%. That shouldn't be that big of a deal. You shouldn't care about it. But guess what? I do. So this is definitely something that I am, it's something that I'm thinking strongly about, because as we go through this game, obviously I'm playing in wild format. I want to maintain at least a 50% win rate. And I think about the fact that the game is continually expanding in terms of obviously new cards, new sets, new all types of things coming out. And so over the last 6 months with the release of Conclave Arcana, that was a massive expansion into the game, right? Another core set coming in. And while I know that, Chaos Legion as a whole introduced so many cards because it had a core set, a mini set, and like 3 different sets of reward cards, again, if you just look at it from the fact that, I believe Conclave Arcana is the 6th set. You got Alpha, Beta, Untamed, Chaos Legion, Rebellion, and then Conclave Arcana. When you think about it just from like core sets that, or just like sets in general that have come out, we went from 5 to 6 sets, which is essentially like a 20% increase in the amount of cards out there. Again, just roughly, right? And like I said, I know it's not perfect because not all the sets were the same size, and Chaos Legion was huge. But the one thing that you do need to consider too is the fact that the newer sets definitely have a lot of power creep, whether it's the tactics in Rebellion or the bloodlines now in in Conclave Arcana. So in thinking through that, my thought process here is like, okay, this is going to be a perpetual slide for me. Like, my win rate will just continue to go down season after season after season as people get more and more cards, right? And, maybe I could look at it and say like, oh, maybe my bot's just not performing as well as the other bots. I should switch up bots. But I don't even think that's the case, right? I really do believe it is the expansion of the card supply and me not necessarily keeping up, whether it was Rebellion and all of the promo cards that came out with it, whether it was Conclave Arcana promo cards, as well as now the whatever this upcoming mini set is going to be, or even going back to Chaos Legion Rift Watchers, right? I don't even have a fully maxed out. I don't even have most of the Rift Watcher cards, to be honest, or at least just like one BCX of them. So in thinking through how the future of this game, because I always want my account to remain competitive, not at the highest levels, not competing for leaderboard, but mainly just to keep that win rate so that I can stay in the at least average player zone, right? Or at least be slightly above average, 50% ish as a minimum. My thought process is like, okay, what are the cards that I need to start acquiring? And this is very incongruent with my current goal, which is to maximize my land holdings, right? I'm really spending a lot of time on land, thinking about land. I'm doing videos on land. And so the idea of having to go through and buy certain cards is like, well, which cards do I need? Should I be buying cards? Should I be renting cards? Should I be going heavy into like getting, leveling up my reward cards as quickly as possible? Like these are all the things that I think about when it comes to like, how do I stay competitive at the average level within Splinterlands? So I'm kind of opening this up for discussion. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. One of the things that I kind of go back and forth with is, okay, obviously I'm staying in wild, right? I don't need to compete in modern. So where I should be looking potentially for underpriced cards are a lot of the older cards. Maybe go back to Untamed and see what are some of those like, winner cards there. And part of what I would be doing there is kind of collecting a lot of the older cards too. And maybe that means putting a little bit of capital into getting some of the legendary summoners from previous sets, right? Or some of the just summoners in general, or just like clutch cards that I tend to lose to a lot, whether it's like the Elmo Cambios of the world, or you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of cards out there that definitely gain a lot of value with even the newer things that are coming out, right? Elmo Cambio just comes to mind because of like weapons training and how he became even better because of that, right? But you get bloodlines that are out now, you get tactics that are out now, like, so all different kinds of things that are happening within the game that would still provide value to those older cards. But I'm not necessarily paying a premium for them, right? So again, that's one thought, and then the other thought is, well, if I do go with some of the newer cards, maybe maybe it's worth it to get them now because the packs are relatively cheap, right? So I am paying a premium for them in the sense that if I go and buy the cards, on the marketplace, I will be paying, top dollar for whichever cards are important to the meta, but maybe I should just start buying some packs here and there, whether it's starter packs or whether it's whatever. Like, so again, these are just the thoughts that are kind of going around in my head, and I'm very curious to know what you guys think of this and how you are planning to go through in the future. I haven't necessarily decided on anything, and I'm not, even as much as like this win rate percentage bothers me, I'm not taking any action, at least not for the next season or two, just because my primary focus is on land right now. I see DEC being at a discount as a huge opportunity for me to get a ton of DEC staked on land. So that's where a lot of my capital within the game is going to be flowing to. But it is something that I'm thinking about, and I figured I would make a video just to see where everybody else is on that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys in this video. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.